The small employers, those that will now be excluded when the amendments come into effect, those that employ between 1 and 49, they have to meet 2 criteria for them to get an employment equity certificate of compliance. They should pay the national minimum wage published under the National Minimum Wage Act. If they have requested an exemption and they've been granted an exemption not to pay the minimum wage, they will still get the certificate. The second criteria is that they should not have any unfair discrimination award against them for unfair discrimination cases in terms of Chapter 2 of the Employment Equity Act. These are finalized cases either at the CCMA or the Labour Court or any other courts that may be hearing the unfair discrimination case. On those basis, if the cases at the CCMA, the Labour Courts, the Labour Appeal Court, or the Constitutional Court have not been finalized against the employer, we'll still give the employer the certificate of compliance so that they immediately, when they ask for the certificate online, when they request the certificate, they will immediately get it within few minutes or few seconds. Everything will be automated so that we do not become barriers to doing business with the state. The big employers have to meet 4 criteria. They have to pay the national minimum wage, or they should be granted an exemption not to pay the minimum wage. Second issue is that they should not have any unfair discrimination award against them from the CCMA or any court, the Labour Court, Labour Appeal Court, and Constitutional Court for the past 12 months. The third issue is that they must submit their employment equity report, because the employment equity report gives us progress in terms of whether they have achieved their annual targets towards the 5-year sector target. The assessments for achievement of these targets will be automated as well as employers submit their reports. And therefore, they must also make sure that the cases that are finalized at the CCMA are not negative against them in relation to unfair discrimination.